Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we're talking this weekend's Friday night Smackdown and AEW Collision. Later on in the day, we're going to have a news brief where we're talking the news of the weekend, including the release of Matt Riddle and another wrestler who was released who's got some harsh words for certain people at WWE.
Yeah.
And whatever else news might happen between then and now. We'll talk about that as well later on, so be sure.
Yeah. Seemingly no Punk news, though. No Punk.
No Punk day. Wasn't there a Punk? There was no Punk news?
No Punk news.
I thought there was some Punk tangential news. I'll find it. I'll find it. We need another Punk daily. Anyways. So, yeah, that's coming up. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that when that fresh, just the freshest news comes across the desk and through YouTube into your TVs, you'll know. It won't be sitting there collecting dust and you'll have old news. You know what I mean?
Update. 738, right? 738 subs away from getting to 198,891.
738. Yeah, what's our number right now? Is it 198, 150 something? 4?
3.
3. Okay. All right. That's good. Made some progress over the weekend. So hit that subscribe button, please. Anyways.
Yes, please. If you're watching this here live, VOD, if you could, hit that like button. This one looks like a thumbs up.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Please. Right now, we're just starting. You got 142 people watching. Every single one of you hit that like button. Guess how many likes we'd have?
142.
142. Be so close to 200.
Yeah.
I feel like 200 is kind of a magic number.
So yeah, before we get into SmackDown, really quick reminder. This weekend, of course, we've got WrestleDream. Not just WrestleDream, but on Saturday, I don't think we're going to do a live watch along, but we've got a NXT's No Mercy, No Mercy. AEW's WrestleDream, and then the Fastlane there in WWE the following weekend. It's all part of the Week of Champions. You can participate in our Predictions Challenge, Week of Champions 2. You can participate by going to patreon.com/Steven Larson, or you can click join on YouTube and keep an eye out for the Predictions Challenge form. It's going to go up later on in the week.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm literally looking at it right now.
Finally today, I put together the picture of our current Big Blue Predictions champion, Maz57. Here it is on the show. I just put it up on the thing, and it's there. And this is what he wanted, some character, I think, from Futurama with the big blue title on him. Whatever picture you want. We'll put, as long as it's within reason. It can't be like a gaping butthole with big blue on it.
No.
If it's like a peach pit that looks vaguely like a turd coming out of a butthole, then maybe
I guess that'd be more acceptable, wouldn't it?
Because it's just fruit. It's harmless.
It's fruit with pit.
Anyways, talk about the pits.
Not a rectum.
Let's talk about Jimmy Uso as tribal chief. Man, what a terrible audition this guy's going through, man.
Yeah, he just seems to be kind of doing stuff off the cuff, isn't he? There seems to be a whole lot of strategy behind what he's doing. Someone's like, "Hey, I want to fight you." Sure.
Not a care in the world, this Jimmy Uso. You'd think that
pretty careless, pretty carefree.
If the idea was that maybe all this time because I've seen this theory proffered on social media, that maybe Jimmy's plan the entire time was, hey, I'm going to become the new tribal chief, and so I'm going to scheme and watch Roman and see how it's done. He did not learn a darn thing because he's just happy that Roman's not there, and he apparently feels entitled enough. And Heyman is too, I don't know, worried about how this is all going to play to the tribal chief to actually do anything about it.
Yeah.
And Solo's not really doing anything about it. Yeah, Solo
seems totally down with all this.
He seems okay with it, but I never know what's going on in Solo's head.
That's true. He's a bit of a wild card.
A little bit of a wild card, but man, this Jimmy, he's totally going wild. I don't know, when is Roman scheduled to appear at some time in the year 2023 on any of the
I would imagine in
programs?
advance of the next Saudi show, considering I guess he's supposed to be on it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I would imagine that would be his next appearance, would be probably shortly after Fastlane.
And he would just show up and be like, what is going on?
Yeah, especially after Jimmy and Solo lose to John Cena and partner.
Yeah, which we can pivot to that. So, this might, I guess, be some sort of spoiler, maybe, in terms of Cena's partner at Fastlane, now that clearly it's not going to be AJ Styles, who is written off via a vicious attack from Bloodline this past Friday on SmackDown. Now, evidently, this was to set up a much more popular person, even though the crowd was chanting Rocky. Doesn't seem like it's going to be him. So if you don't want to know who it's going to be, I don't know. Just turn on the mute button or something. Nothing we can do about it.
I don't think it takes a whole lot of conjecture to figure out who it's probably supposed to be.
So here's apparently it's supposed to be one LA Knight. You're doing the finger right now, so now you're spoiling it. LA Knight. Now, watching, so I read on the Fightful Select, I think it was, that LA Knight apparently tested positive for the old corona, and therefore wasn't permitted to be there at the SmackDown, because you can't have that, because then you start coughing on people and then they get it. That's how it works. Yeah. And so he wasn't there. He wasn't there. No. And so, but he was supposed to save Cena at the end. And could you imagine? Because that crowd was like, Rocky. Well, we got the next best thing, LA Knight, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it wasn't Rocky and it wasn't LA Knight because of the COVID. But could you imagine that roof would have blown off, especially with LA Knight? LA Knight has like the best run-in music. LA Knight.
LA Knight. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. That crowd would have absolutely exploded. They didn't get it. Instead, John Cena just got his ass whooped, and nobody apparently likes him.
Nobody
helped him.
Nobody likes him. Nobody helped him.
Right. They're like, you left
no
for
friends.
Hollywood.
John Cena has no friends.
You're only here because of the strike. We all know that, so we're not going to help you, John Cena.
As soon as the actor strike is over, you're out of here, John.
So let me ask you this. I don't know how long exactly Cena is supposed to be around for.
Through a good chunk of October.
Okay. But not necessarily for the Saudi show, because like they could set this up. Like Roman's next opponent is going to be at the Saudi show in early November, like November 4th, I think it is.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
What do you think is more likely? Roman versus John Cena again? Well, they did that lame feud before where it was all about getting a roll up.
Yeah, that was lame.
Or think they're going to go Roman Reigns versus LA Knight and sort of get that out of the way?
Maybe. Could be.
What do you think is more likely?
I mean, imagine if LA Knight gets the pin on Jimmy at Fastlane in this tag match, and then Roman shows up, is like, who's this guy?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What is he doing on my show? You know?
Do you think Roman Reigns knows who LA Knight is?
Not at all.
Are you really looking forward to like their first face-to-face?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, incel.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Dummy. Yeah.
You know, if LA Knight
for Roman, how about that?
If LA Knight wins the Universal Big Championship thing, whatever they call it now.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Hold on. Just listen.
Oh, all right.
If he beats Roman Reigns for it, he's going to be like, if LA Knight then goes on to break Bruno's record, he'll be like 48 years old.
I know.
He'll be like,
but as it's been proven in the world of pro wrestling, the older you get, the stronger you get.
He's only going to get better. Yeah.
The more unbeatable you get.
Right, exactly. Your moveset becomes more limited, but those moves that you retain become infinitely more
powerful. So, yeah, he's going to need like 3 moves.
Yeah.
He won't be doing the shoulder tackle, not the elbow drop. He might get a neck breaker in.
Yeah.
A couple punches and BFT. That's all he needs.
Oh, that's all he needs. Exactly. Yeah.
One billionaire finger trap. Bang.
Yep. Yeah.
Count to 10. No one's getting up from that.
Kiddo Hudson here is correct in the YouTube chat. He says apparently the writer's strike is over. Apparently they still have to sign that thing. I texted a friend of ours who's tangential to the business. Well, he's in the business, but and I said, "Hey, you think they got a good deal, the writers?" And all he sent me was a gif of Julia Hart that says, "The house always wins." All that we won the strike. I don't know, man. I got to see the details first to know.
Yeah, let's see the details here.
The writer strike is over, but still they got to deal with the actors, and if they use the writer stuff as a general template, then maybe.
Yeah, there's a tentative deal on the writer's strike. Nothing's been signed yet, so.
Yeah, right.
Things could still happen.
The fact that the writers like claimed, oh, hey, but then the idea is like maybe the actors can use some template of that, and hopefully
as a starting point
soon too.
Yeah.
Can't deal with just nothing but reality shows, man. I don't want that.
No,
they need to put these people back to work.
It's going to take a while before we start getting stuff, though, because
I know
it's going to take a while.
Well, it was like what, like a 5-month gap. Like the strike was like 4 months.
It was a while. It's been a while. Yeah,
it was a long time. Yeah,
nothing was being made.
Nothing was being made, and they canceled.
Maybe now that it's over, could they undo the canceling of winning time? Could they uncancel
I hope
that?
So. Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe if they just like really quickly come back and promote the shit out of it. The actors, because evidently that matters. So anyways, yeah, LA Knight wasn't in the show, but it seems like him and Cena are going to be the thing at Fastlane, unless LA Knight ends up with like, a prolonged version of Corona, but he seems very fit. I'm sure he'll be fine. Just rub a lot of Invermectin on it or whatever.
Don't even joke about that shit, man.
Come on, it's a joke. It's a joke. Get vaccinated, everybody. Your heart's not going to explode. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I got it. Larson's jacked to the gills with his vax.
I just got the last one last week. Feel great.
Come on, flex for us, Larson. Flex. God damn it. Look at that.
Ow.
God damn it, pal. Look at that.
Oh, you mean start the Friendo Bodybuilding Federation?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's just me all oiled up. That's all it is. I guess some resistance bands.
And
do
me
some
just
push-ups
sitting there with a microphone and a half
Yeah.
chub looking at you. God damn it, pal.
Try to get my pecs to flex. Got a chest today. They're tired.
Oh, that was funny. Anyways, we also had a really good match.
Oh man,
Oscar.
super good. Oscar and Io.
Sky.
Yeah,
God
that was
damn
great.
it. That was good stuff, man. That was good stuff.
That was super good. Yeah, they gave it like 20 minutes. It was awesome.
So it did end though with a distraction. Charlotte always, oh, where's the title? Somebody wants the title.
Champion's on the show. That means I'm showing up.
That means I'm showing up. I'm gonna come running out there and punch somebody and look at the title. And Asuka was distracted by all that, and that allowed Io Sky to whoop-ah and then go up there and do that moonsault. Do you think that'll lead to another one-on-one match? Is Charlotte trying to shoehorn her way into that title scene right there?
Well,
How do you see this?
To an extent, you answered your own question, because if there's a title around, Charlotte's going to find a way to get herself in the program for that title.
Title? Huh?
Title? Huh? So at some point, yes, Charlotte's going to get herself a title match.
Yeah.
Whether it's a triple threat, whether it's a one-on-one match with Io at some point. I don't know. Well, I'd be surprised if they do a triple threat and then Charlotte come out and say, well, Io, I would have had you beat in a one-on-one match. They saved the one-on-one match for the early November show.
Yeah.
And then Io wins that. And yeah, there you go. That's the feud.
What does I'm going to bring up the Fastlane card here really quick.
Sure.
Because I have no idea how many matches are even on this thing right now.
I don't know either.
Here we go. Fastlane.
Still a couple weeks out. So.
Oh, come on. Where's the one? Oh, good. There we go. Fastlane 2023. Matches. None. Really? There are
none confirmed?
Nothing is actually confirmed yet?
I guess that's right.
It'll
be Nakamura Seth. That'll happen again. It'll be the tag match. It'll be Cena and probably LA Knight against Jimmy and Solo.
Right.
It'll probably be...
Oh, Rhea versus Nia Jax?
Probably.
Yeah.
And then probably Io, Charlotte, Asuka.
Or just Io Asuka, yeah.
Or just Io Asuka. I mean, we're having the tag titles defended tonight.
Cody might do a thing with Omos.
Yeah, they kind of maybe were teasing that at the house show.
Yeah.
The circuit this weekend. So that's entirely possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not exactly shaping up to be a level show per se, huh?
Well, you got Cena on there,
Yeah, I guess.
Honestly, John said it's LA Knight's first main event. I think it's a pay-per-view main event.
Yeah, it would be.
So that's significant. And you got Cena in there, giving LA Knight the old rub, giving him the point anyways. Again.
Yeah.
And then
if they do an Asuka Io rematch, that'll be spectacular, and that'll be really good, and that'll be worth.
That'll be amazing. That'll be really, especially if they do like in a cage. That's what I'm thinking. That's what you got to do next. I mean, I'm not advocating for Io Sky to do a moonsault off a cage.
Oh, but if you suggest a cage match, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Remember when Cody did that shit?
Yeah, he said he was never going to do it again.
God tier, man. We really had something special with Cody. We
in
still
AEW?
do. We still do. Oh yeah, in AEW. You kidding me? Yeah, absolutely. He was revolutionizing storytelling in wrestling, Larson. The whole meta thing, Am I a heel? Am I not a heel? I'm not a heel, but am I?
That's because you're doing something different doesn't mean it's good.
Oh, means it's great. I agree. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Kicked off, SmackDown did, with John Cena promo, because if you got John Cena in the house, that's how he's like the Walmart greeter at this point.
He really is.
So he says, for those of you watching at home, welcome. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this too. Speaking of SmackDowns, this Friday, we're going to SmackDown, right?
We are.
Isn't that this Friday?
We got tickets, so we guess we better go.
We should probably go.
We should go.
I've yet to decide whether or not I'm going to cosplay as John Cena. I should.
Time's a ticking, buddy. You better make up your mind.
Ooh, I know. Don't rush me, please.
You have all the stuff still, don't you? Because that was one of your Halloween costumes.
Yeah, I don't know about the hat.
You want to update your shit, though, huh? You want the newest shit.
Yeah, I kind of want the new shit. I should just go to the show and then buy it and wear it.
That's what I was going to say. If you want to spend $70 on the hat and the shirt and the wristbands.
That sounds excessive. But we're going to be there regardless. And we're probably going to do, we're imagining we're going to do a Friendo meetup beforehand.
Some sort. Yeah, the weather would be nice so we could do it outside maybe.
Yeah, the weather would be nice to outside. I didn't like the last one. We were in that barbecue joint. And it was just like people had to maneuver their way in, and it's awkward and weird. I didn't like that. So we need like a different way of doing it.
Maybe we should do it on the other side. There's a bunch of stuff there, something outside. There's that sculpture-looking thing out there.
There's like, there's like a pub and like a bunch of other stuff, and sort of like on the other side of the arena.
The downtown commons area.
Doko is what they call it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do it there. We'll figure it out before then. Just pay attention to our Twitters and to the show, and we'll figure it out before Friday.
Yeah, we'll probably make an announcement of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, if you see us, just say hey.
Come say hi.
Or not,
It's fine. Whatever you want to do.
If you want to take a stalker picture of us, that's cool too. Like, oh hey, look, I see you guys, and Steve's got his face just full of popcorn or nachos or both, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Cena comes out. He says, since I've been back, I've been a talk show guest, a host, a backstage correspondent, a ref, and my journeys have taken me to Hershey, Pittsburgh, Denver, and all those SmackDowns and live events have been sold out, but they haven't been like tonight. Tonight's very special, and I wanted to come out here first to tell you how special it is. And the crowd is wutting him at a certain point, and he sort of acquiesces to the crowd. He's like, all right, I got no more. You guys win. It was a pretty cute moment. And then at that point, like, they were like, okay, cool, we get it. Like, we're on board with you, John.
Yeah.
So he says, admittedly, I'm getting up there in years, and they say hearing is the first thing to go, and I have to listen to the WWE Universe. So I ask you for your permission. Is tonight a good night to have a match? And then they're like, yay, of course it is, John.
Yay. Yes, John, you may have match.
He says, well, thank you for the energy, and not only am I excited, I'm also angry at the Bloodline. Ooh. I'm angry enough to fight them myself, but as luck would have it, I think I found a partner. Someone who is as angry as me. I think I found myself a phenomenal partner. That brings
Cue
out...
LA Knight's music. Oh, wait, no, it's AJ Styles.
No, different guy, AJ Styles. So, I mean, that brings up a good point. Bloodline, by the end of the episode, have completely laid out AJ Styles.
Yeah.
He's got a feud with Roman, too.
Yeah, that's ready-made right there, yeah.
So that could be November.
It could be November, yeah, and they could push on LA Knight so he could feud with Jimmy and Solo up until the Rumble.
Or WrestleMania, where he wins the Undisputed Championship.
Ideally, obviously. Cody, finish the story. Maybe never. LA Knight gets his story finished first.
Everybody should finish their story before Cody.
Absolutely.
It's the adversity.
It
Nobody can whine about adversity. It's like, man, what adversity? He had to see everybody else finish their stories.
I know. Yeah. So AJ's music hits. He comes to the ring. He takes the mic from Cena and says, let me get this straight. You want AJ Styles and John Cena versus the Bloodline? Bloodline. If you want some, come get some. So Jimmy's music hits. And he and Solo come out. They get on the apron. And Jimmy's essentially like barking orders towards Solo.
Yeah.
And Cena takes his shirt off. That means he's ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jimmy jumps off the apron. And Solo follows him. They're like, nope, not now. Not yet.
They're like, boo, that sucks. Like, we wanted to see this match. And so did Cena and AJ Styles. They're backstage talking to Pierce after commercial. And Cena's like, come on, man, let's do this. And Pierce is like, I love it. But when things come to the Bloodline, things get complicated. You both know when when you deal with the Bloodline, you deal with Paul Heyman. Let's see if I can get this done. So, to be continued. But then we have Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar of LWO versus the Street Profits, because the
Yeah.
Street Profits beat the two lumps of the LWO.
Yeah, Wild and Cruz del Toro.
So now they got the top guys. Now, this was interesting because seemingly Street Profits and Bobby Lashley are not really on the same page, because Bobby Lashley comes out.
Not completely, no.
While the ref was distracted, gives a big old, was it like a spine buster?
Spine buster type deal, yeah.
To, was it Ray or was it to Cena?
Oh, yeah, it was to Ray on the apron, yeah.
Right. And so Dawkins is like, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I just supposed to pin this guy now? Like, that was messed up.
Yeah, he hesitates.
So he hesitates, and that hesitates costs him the win because he lifts up Ray for a powerbomb after hesitating. Ray reverses that into a roll-up to get the win. And then Lashley's pissed off, and the Profits are like, so we get a little bit more of that later.
Yeah. Yep, we do. We get a recap of The Rock return to SmackDown. After that, we get an Isla Dawn Alba Fire video package where there's like a montage of everybody that's held the tag titles of late. And they say that everyone has touched the women's tag titles have met misfortune, almost like they're cursed. And who would conjure that?
Witches.
Witches.
That's what they are. This is great because I've heard this suggested not only in our chat, but a million other places, that they're witches. They should have cursed the titles. And I love like that they're running with that. That's good stuff.
I do too. Then we got Adam Pearce with Austin Theory backstage, and Pearce is like, hey, you can't hijack the show. And Theory goes, I can. And so,
yes, I can.
Yes, I can. They walk up to the Brawling Brutes. And Rich says it was great seeing Theory get slapped by The Rock. Waller enters the frame to back up Theory, and Butch ends up challenging to a match. And Pearce right there says, it is official.
It is
match
official.
Will happen later.
So then the Street Profits, they're in the locker room, and they walk up to Lashley, and he's like, what was that? What were you doing? You had it one and you didn't finish him. He says, you know what? I want the watches. I want the suits. I want everything. I want it all back. If you can't pull the trigger, then go sit in catering and I'll find somebody that can. This is great because what have I said before? I need to see the journey of why people go from one thing to another. I don't like when they just do it. I want to see it. And Lashley is teaching these guys to have ruthless aggression. God.
Yeah, virtually.
Yeah. And he's got to look, if I'm going to come out there and help you, you don't sit there and just stare into space. You take advantage of it.
You take action. Action now.
Action now, please. So this is good. Where do you see this going here? Is he going to smarten them up and make them legit badasses?
You know, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Is if Street Profits, they try, but they're not up to Lashley's expectations in terms of being ruthless.
Yeah.
Enter Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Carmelo said as much on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like he did like a quote tweet or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, get your shit together. That'd be awesome. I like it.
So then we get a feud between Mello and Trick and the Street Profits. Mello and Trick come out the winning end of that. They're aligned with Lashley. Straight to the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight to the top.
Right there. Real quick here. Patrick Cheeseman re-upped his membership on the YouTube for 4 months now. Says, Friendos, I have secured my first apartment. Everyone punk Daily Mosh with me. Good job. So he secured it. Doesn't mean he's actually renting it. He's secured it. So like
it's been secured, but yes, I assume that means lease has been signed.
I'm thinking that was the case. Yeah, I don't think he just took it by force, but it's possible. Final Fantasy Theories, which I'm assuming is a channel that offers up theories about Final Fantasy, the video
Based on
game.
the name, that would be my guess.
That's a great name for a channel because you know exactly what you're getting. That's the problem with ours, is that it's called Going in Raw. You think you're getting condomless sex acts.
But it's none of that, because that's a terms of service violation. You can't show that.
We can't show that. We should change the name of the show. He says, mental health check. Because of what happened at Wrestle Talk, I'm checking in with all my favorite YouTubers. You guys doing okay? Everything good? What happened to Wrestle Talk? Oh, we're doing fine. We're okay.
We're doing fine. Doing okay, yeah.
Wow. All right. Thank you for the checking in there, Final Fantasy.
Yes, thank
Theories.
you. Thank you. We got a super chat here, too, from Jay Antonio. Says, hello, friendos. Always want to say that. Shout out to you guys for providing me with my wrestling fix. I appreciate retweeting my art.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome stuff. It's fantastic.
Great stuff. Absolutely, yeah.
Says, thank you. Will you do the Prince Nana dance?
Oh, man. You know what? I gotta be in the mood to do the dance, dude. There you go. And then do you do the thing,
I need some
too?
music.
It does this right here. I know. Because that Swerve theme song is so good. Like, I need that to start doing the thing.
I know.
I'm glad that it's catching on, though, because it's amazing.
I know. Britt's not as great.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see here. After that, we got
Asuka and Io.
Yeah, just really terrific stuff. I want to say it was Molly Holly and was it Tyson Kidd who produced this? Fightful had it. I think one of them was Molly Holly. Anyways, whoever produced it, great job because this match was awesome. Yeah,
fantastic. So yes, right as the match is about to start, Charlotte's music hits. She comes to ringside. She's there for a while, like the whole match. And at one point, Bayley interjects herself. She puts Io's foot in the bottom rope when Asuka has the Asuka lock on her. So the Charlotte runs over, punches Bayley. And so Asuka's looking on at that and be like, what's going on? So that allows Io to hit double knees to Asuka's back, follows with the moonsault to get the win. I'm sure Asuka's going to have some issue with Charlotte distracting her, even though she was trying to help in the end. Heck, maybe it'll be a 4-way deal.
That totally could be. That absolutely could be. Yeah, definitely. After that, we had Pierce coming into the Bloodline locker room. Jimmy tells Pierce, come on in. And he's just acting like he's, wheeling and dealing. Everything's good. Yeah. I'm in the Bloodline, even though Heyman's like, you're not in the Bloodline.
You're not in.
Yeah. So Pierce is like, here's the contract for tag team match. And Paul Heyman's like, as long as the match is fine, as long as it's not tonight, I'm fine with it. And Pierce is like, it's not tonight, it's at Fastlane. And Heyman's like, who made that decision? And then Jimmy pipes in and is like, looks good to me. We'll be out there in the ring, sing oos. Appreciate it. Yeet.
Oh, the sign oos, not sing, the sign oos.
Oh, well, this note says sing. You know me, I'm Ron Burgundy, man.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so Pierce leaves. I was like, oh, maybe sing was like some sort of euphemism for, getting some business done. I don't know. So anyways, Pierce leaves. Heyman says to Jimmy, usually decisions like that need approval from the tribal chief first. And Jimmy just says, all right, let me know what he says, OG. And then Solo leaves. And then he just leaves. And Solo says, don't worry about it. After tonight, there won't be anybody left to fight us at Fastlane. And then he leaves, and then Heyman says, who gave that order? And I'm like, Heyman, you're starting to fucking annoy me. Because, and then every time, call Roman Reigns. Well, are you calling him or aren't you? Do you have his ear or not?
If Roman's on vacation, maybe he's out of the country. And sometimes you're out of the country, you don't get cell reception. You don't update your SIM card or whatever you got to do these days to get reception.
Those roaming charges.
I know, they're out of there. Roaming charges are ridiculous.
But here's the thing. You got text messages.
Even someone who has a Roman Reigns setup like Roman Reigns, I don't think they want to be paying those roaming charges.
They're expensive and excessive. There's WhatsApp. Yeah. There's all sorts of ways to communicate. And if Roman's not communicating back to you, guess what? Then that's on him. That's on him. You're on your own.
Start making decisions.
Right. And if he's going to yell at you, wise man, guess what? Maybe you can go find somebody else to be their wise man.
You point to all the voicemails you left them.
Right, exactly. I tried to get in contact with you,
Look, there's 13 voicemails I've left you.
Listen to all these. Anyways.
And Roman's like, I was sitting under the umbrella. I was getting bottles.
Mm-hmm.
So joined my vacation.
I had the tribal chief setup.
Had the steak, had the sushi delivered.
By half-naked people.
To me on the beach.
Right. Just trays upon trays of delicious, succulent food and drink.
Yes, delivered
by oiled up half-nakies. Yeah. Anyways, pretty deadly. They had a training video. And they're in this little sort of training room. And so
there was a shake weight involved.
Yeah, there was a shake weight, and they're doing all sorts of goofy stuff.
It was mostly with Elton Prince's legs, and there was that doctor popped in. It was like, he had a separated shoulder. He's going to be fine.
Right. So all this is completely unnecessary, and there's nothing wrong with his legs.
No, nothing.
After that, the Brawling Jobbers took on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and this new tag team. They sort of I'm not going to say copied, but their entrance now is a bit on the Bang Bang Gang side.
Yeah, it's like the Guns, yeah.
Mm-hmm, it is, yeah. Which is probably the top entrance in wrestling right now, especially when you throw Juice Robinson in there.
Oh, Juice was on something on Collision.
He definitely was on something. He was peeing like a dog.
Air humping in Andrade's general direction.
Yeah, peeing on him like a dog.
Yeah.
It was all amazing. It was great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They're the best thing about AEW right now.
Yeah, he's pretty fun. So this match was fun. Not surprisingly, Theory and Waller get the win because the Brutes don't really win that many matches. So the finish was pretty cool. So Ridge has a Boston Crab on Theory, and so on outside, Butch puts the sleeper on Waller, but then Waller rams Butch into the ring post to break that, and then Waller breaks up the Crab with his finisher, and that allows Theory to hit A-Town down on Ridge to get the win.
Maggie here in the YouTube chat wanted me to remind people that, of course, the Tribal Chief setup is only for the Tribal Chief and nobody else, including and especially Seth Rollins. He does not get the Tribal Chief setup, and she wanted me to make sure that everybody knows that.
That's an important disclaimer that kind of has to be mentioned anytime you mention the Tribal Chief setup.
Right. It's only for him and not specifically for Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Then we had the Fastlane tag match contract signing hosted by Adam Pearce. So we introduced Cena. Cena just comes to the ring and signs a contract. No talking. Got no time for that, apparently.
No.
So then Pearce introduces AJ Styles. AJ's music hits, but when he's supposed to come to the stage and do his thing. He's not there. The gloves. He's not there. So we cut backstage, and Jimmy's beating the hell out of him.
Oh, no.
And the camera pans over, and then Solo's standing on a big tower or something. I think it's part of the LED wall. It's a big tower or something. And so Jimmy then pushes AJ closer to Solo. Solo jumps off the tower, whatever he's standing on, hits a splash onto AJ. So rest producers rush out to help AJ as Jimmy and Solo leave. And then eventually Cena makes his way back there. We go to commercial, we come back. Medical staff has AJ on a stretcher now. We cut to a replay of what happened, and then we go back to the arena, and Heyman's walking towards the ring. But then we cut backstage as AJ is loaded to an ambulance. Mia Yim gets in the ambulance with them, and Carl says to Cena, I've been telling him not to get involved in this bloodline stuff. I've been saying it. And then he gets in the ambulance. Ambulance takes off. Then we're back in the arena. Jimmy and Solo are walking to the ring. And Solo decides to chuck all the furniture out for the contract signing. The chairs, table, all that gone. And Heyman's trying to calm him down. Eventually, Heyman gets on the mic, says, ladies. He gets drowned out by the crowd, a bunch of boos. Eventually does his whole introduction as usual. Says, lo and behold, I have in my hands a contract signed by the second greatest of all time, John Cena, without any tag partner at Fastlane. Now you see that, but then Jimmy snatches the mic from him.
Well, Pat, he says, well, look what happens when you mess with the bloodline. Hey, John, if you smart like you say you're smart, you would jump your ass in that ambulance with AJ Styles, and you'd go far, far away from the bloodline. Check this out. John's going to end up in an ambulance anyway. That's not a prediction, OG. That's a spoiler.
He looks at Heyman and points at him. He even tries to do a little bit of a Heyman impression when he says
I know, it's great. He says, John, check this out. You the twos, and we the, and then Cena. Oh, actually, kind of now that I'm reliving it, Jimmy's kind of great.
Yeah, he is fun. He's entertaining.
He's just an absolute. And don't you love just how well they have managed to separate Jimmy and Jay personality-wise? What a stroke of genius! Like, really, two guys who 3 years ago couldn't tell one from the other. And now, like, they're two completely separate dudes, you know? I love that for them both, because for so long, Jimmy was just sort of background, like, and he was like, what is Jimmy thinking? He's just sort of agreeing with everything, kind of.
Yeah.
And now we see it all play out, and he's getting his time to shine. That's not a spoiler, OG. Or that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler.
And then so Cena comes running out. Solo meets him there, but Cena dispatches him pretty quickly. Hits Jimmy with a shoulder tackle, a belly to back. Solo gets in the ring. Cena looks for an AA, but Jimmy hits him with a super kick. Solo hits Cena with a spike. Jimmy and Solo stomp on Cena. Jimmy, and at this point, you're just waiting to hear LA Knight, but no, he got COVID. So Jimmy sits on the top rope, poses to the crowd, hits Cena with an Uso splash. Jimmy takes the contract from Heyman and signs it. He passes it to Solo, who signs it too. And then Jimmy hits Cena with another splash, and then he and Solo raise their ones. So yeah, good episode of SmackDown.
Because usually, a lot of the time, when Solo was with the full bloodline, he wouldn't put his one up. Usually, he'd just stand there with his arms crossed.
Yeah.
So for him to raise the one with Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out, man. This is the kind of thing where Roman being gone not just suits WWE and Roman's contract situation, but like they've effectively made him this specter of what's going to happen when he does come back, because all this stuff is happening, you know, away from him. And it's a really good setup. It's a tribal chief setup, not meant for Seth Rollins. Not
meant for anybody else, especially Seth Rollins. It looks like the Twitch stream is completely down. I apologize to everybody who was watching the Twitch.
All right.
If I can get on over here, stop the recording. I can't really do that.
That's okay.
So anyways, let's talk AEW Collision. We got a new undisputed TNT champion, future going in Raw Hall of Famer. I think is a near guarantee at this point. I'm talking about Christian Cage.
We'll see. There's some negotiating.
What more does he have to do, Steve?
Well, there's some negotiating to be had. You know, there's some negotiating to be had.
Well, let's look at his case on those merits alone.
It's not December yet. We do this in December, but I will say that he is doing some like company best work right now. It's him and the Bang Bang Gang are doing company best work, and he is now your TNT. He's the face of TNT until Sunday when it's going to be Darby Allin.
Yeah, I know. Darby's going to win on Sunday. I know. I know, but we'll always have his run, unofficial and official, as TNT champion.
No, absolutely.
And if anybody reestablished the TNT title as a title that means something,
I agree.
Of late,
yeah,
because for the longest time, pretty much since Sammy Guevara had it,
yeah,
TNT title has been kind of meh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I feel like Christian having that title has raised the stock of the belt.
Is there any way in Seattle, where Darby Allin's basically from, Christian retains?
No, because Luchasaurus is going to cost Christian the title.
I think that's probably going to happen. Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
The split's going to happen there because, like, Luchasaurus finally got to hold that belt. He was like, "Man, this is pretty cool. I won this title. I finally get to hold this. This feels good."
Yeah, and then he got pinned by Christian, which was
he's a little sore about that.
He did not like that. Like, I kind of expected that electric chair to go bad for
I know. I think it will. I think it will at WrestleDream.
I think you're right about that. So yeah, Christian, TNT champion, he's taking on Darby Allin in Seattle this coming Sunday, so that should be good stuff. But yeah, like you said, I fully expect Darby Allin to win that. Also, this was, I don't know, man. I know that you expressed doubts about this, and it turned out those doubts were validated. Ricky Starks lost the Texas Death Match to Danielson, who is like the guy at the very least on Collision, but kind of like in the company as well. Like, he's the guy. It was a phenomenal match, as these guys always do put on phenomenal matches. Were you surprised by the outcome at all? Where do you see them going with Ricky Starks from here?
Not necessarily, because I didn't think it was highly likely that Starks was going to win, because he just pinned Danielson in the tag match 2 weeks prior. You know, they're kind of setting Danielson up for his last full-time run. I imagine they're going to keep him strong, so he'll probably beat Zack Sabre Jr. at WrestleDream. And I don't know, maybe this is all setting up for one last title run for him before he, goes to a super part-time schedule. I don't know. Especially now with Punk gone, Danielson's the guy on Collision, seemingly. I would just imagine he's going to get a bunch of wins against high-profile people, and then whoever is the one that beats him at the end of this run, whether it's his retirement or not, official or unofficial, is going to get a massive rub. Maybe a year from now, that's Ricky Starks. We don't know. Maybe it's Jay White. Don't know. But whoever it's going to be, I feel like they're setting Danielson up so if he has his final AEW match, then whoever beats him, it's going to be a deal. Just don't know who that's going to be quite yet.
What do you think they need to do now with Ricky Starks so he doesn't lose momentum?
Well, that's always the thing in AEW, isn't it? Someone's got a hot run for a stretch, and then they form a tag team with somebody random.
Well, more specifically, that's always the thing with Ricky Starks.
Well, yeah, but we just see with Orange Cassidy, he's tag team with Hook now. Hook tagged with RVD.
With RVD, yeah. Yeah.
Like, maybe this is Orange Cassidy's strategy to kind of take a bit of the load off because he's all beat up from his title run. Here, right. I'll team up with Hook. Hook could do all the work. Yeah. I'll rest up. Then I'll try to get that international title back.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But getting back to Ricky Starks, it's not like he's 23 years old. I think he's like 32 33 or something like that. He's
Yeah.
like not super young. I mean, he's young, but at some point you got to start giving him, I think anyways, a bit of the MJF treatment. MJF took, he took losses to major opponents.
Yeah, but only to major players.
But only to that. And I'm not saying Danielson's not that, but this is too, look, I understand your point about the tag match, but to me, like, you don't split with Danielson on these really big deal, violent matches. I kind of feel like Danielson's on his, he's on his last year tour, and seemingly they're going to do big things with him. But like, I don't know. And maybe I'm not saying he needs this. I'm just saying, like, now Starks has got to get a big win at some point. I mean, Absolutely. They give MJF 2 wins in Chicago on Punk. That's what he was allowed to say. Like, he needs that signature thing.
Oh, I agree.
He can't take these moral victories where it's like, oh, it took a whole chain to the face to beat me. It took, I didn't tap out. I passed out. That ain't good enough. You need to actually win something and establish yourself.
I agree that they're in a position with not just Starks, but several talent where that's kind of the situation where, yeah, they get their fair share of wins, but in the high profile matches, they tend to come up short. That happens to Ricky Starks of late. Swerve's kind of in the same category there.
Sure.
If I think about it, I could probably name some other people. And the only one thing that's provided me a measure of hope as you look at Orange Cassidy is that for a stretch, he was kind of in that scenario where he'd win a lot of matches, but the high profile matches, he'd lose until he won the international title.
Yeah.
And then he won this huge title run. And now I don't know if that's going to be the case with Swerve or Starks or anybody else who's in this kind of upper mid-card purgatory where they win the matches they can win, but the matches they need to win, they're falling short.
You know what it really feels like? And it'll be interesting to see if Tony Khan is able to convince them that, you know what, there is more of a ceiling. But it honestly reminds, and I don't mean this, I honestly do not mean this to stir up any tribalism or anything, but it reminds me of Jericho, Guerrero, Benoit, to a degree, Dean Malenko, but all
Perry
those
Saturn,
Raven, yeah, Perry Saturn, Raven,
yeah.
It reminds me of all those guys in WCW that they really could have built around as their youth movement.
Yeah,
but you had guys like Hogan, and I think it's a different spot because AEW, and even back then, like WCW, they did a piss poor. Bischoff just did a piss poor job managing, I guess, maybe their expectations and giving them enough to be like, okay, we will get ahead, we will come into our own. But then, like, the booking was just an absolute disaster there.
And then you had the people with creative control that always guarantee that they weren't going to go above a certain spot on the card. Yeah.
Exactly. But there's got to be, and we've seen it with MJF, where a guy is a young guy who was able to, and, he lost the big one to Punk, but being able to say he beat him in Chicago was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And so he was able to take that momentum and go with it. And now he's the world champion. But there's got to be some way that you can, Swerve's got to have a breakthrough win against one of the major names. Jericho loses to everybody.
And but hopefully we hopefully see that on Sunday against Hangman. Hopefully Swerve beats Hangman in Seattle at WrestleDream.
I know I said that it was kind of obvious that like he would beat Hangman but then lose in the big one. Have Swerve win the whole goddamn feud, and then Hangman's got to figure out his shit, and maybe in a year you come back around to it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like Swerve has to get that big win. And that's the same thing with Starks, is that I honestly thought that this was going to be the moment when Danielson would be like, okay, let's get this dude his big win. And that didn't happen.
I mean, I don't disagree with you at all. Personally, I don't disagree with you. Maybe the thinking is in AEW is we need to establish Collision with Punk's show, without a doubt. He was the guy, the marquee attraction on that show. Now that he's gone, we need to establish somebody, and Tony Khan's decided that Bryan Danielson is that guy.
And by the way, just to interrupt you for a moment, I don't think it would have been any different under Punk. He was going to beat Ricky Starks for the Real World's Championship at the pay-per-view, and then if they did another one, he would have beat him there too.
Yeah, totally.
Punk would have won both the big
Punk.
matches. Yeah.
But at least Starks got a win over Punk in the Owen tournament.
Yeah, absolutely true. Yeah.
He had to cheat to win, but he beat him.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just the thinking. It's like we need to establish Bryan Danielson as the top attraction on Collision, and in their mind, to do that, he needs to win a lot of matches.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And it just the circumstance led to a Starks Danielson feud that obviously, if Punk hadn't been fired, was probably not in the cards, wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just seemed like a thing where all right, we'll put Danielson in here. He'll beat him in the strap match. Starks will get the win in the tag match over him. And then this Texas Death match, Danielson get the win. And then eventually maybe they'll cross paths in the future, and maybe Starks will get the win there. Maybe not. They probably ain't thinking that far ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. I honestly think, and this is something that I have advocated for a long time for kind of everybody, especially people in Ricky Starks' position. It would benefit him so huge to go to WWE, and then if he wants to go back, and then go back to AEW. Whenever you leave someplace, you look at Chris Jericho, who really established that template back in '99. You leave a place where everybody knows you're the shit, but you're not quite there. You'll get there if you jump over to WWE, and then you go there for 3 years. You go back to AEW, you'll be in the main event scene.
Oh, absolutely.
You'll be the guy there now, and that's just how careers are built. These days, people they just last a lot longer, anyways, and you don't really hit your peak till you're like 40 years old anyway.
Yeah, you're late 30s, early 40s. Yeah.
So, anyways, it kicked off with the triple threat. Darby Allin versus Luchasaurus versus Christian. Not much of a triple threat, although I did appreciate that Darby Allin from the very beginning understood that a triple threat means no DQ, so he immediately threw a bunch of chalk or dust or whatever, powder, into Luchasaurus's eyes. And Luchasaurus and Christian obviously working together throughout this match. But in the end, what was it? So Darby hits Luchasaurus with a PK, follows with a coffin drop. Christian runs in, throws Darby out of the ring, and covers Luchasaurus to get the win. And Luchasaurus is like, what the fuck? What was that? And Christian's like posing with the tie. He's like, oh, it's so great. It's so great. Gives him a big hug. Luchasaurus' hands are out here, not embracing him.
No, he's just standing there.
Tells him to raise his hand, so he does reluctantly. Christian poses in the corner and then tells Luchasaurus, hey, put me on your shoulders. And he does.
Yeah, you're expecting.
Yeah.
A lucky chair drop. It didn't happen. Yeah, this match was fun. Darby was throwing himself all over the place. There's this bit where Luchasaurus finally gets his hands on the TNT title. The title he beat Wardlow for, but I don't know if since that match he's actually laid hands on that title. Yeah. And he's holding it and looking at it, but like, man, this is pretty cool. And then Christian gets the ring to realize what's happening. He's like, no, give it to me. Give me title now. And then Luchasaurus kind of reluctantly does. In fact, Christian has to yank it out of his hands finally. So you can tell Luchasaurus not happy.
Nope, not happy at all.
Not happy. After that, we get a recap of what happened on Rampage, where Sammy's dropping a promo. Says Jericho, I think he said, is dead to him. And then Don Callis is about to stab Jericho in the face with a screwdriver. And then Kenny Omega with his, I don't know, shoes worth thousands of dollars.
Like $15,000.
Yeah, comes running to the ring to make the save with the lead pipe.
The Red October, is that what they are?
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. Anyways, after that, we had a Callis family interview. Callis says, it makes me sick when I think that Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho are together on the same side when I'm the one who put both of them on the map at Tokyo Dome. Now they're name dropping Kota Ibushi, and yeah, he's a legend, but he's got a weak point, and that's Kenny Omega, because Kenny Omega loves Kota Ibushi. Kenny and Kota are closer than brothers, and that kind of caring Kenny makes you weak. You've always been weak. I'm not worried about this match because as great as the three of you are and as great as Ibushi is, there's a problem for you because I got Sammy Guevara, who left Jericho laying. I've got Takeshita, the Alpha, because he beat Kenny twice in 1 week. I've also got another family member. His name is Will Ospreay. So you want a match at WrestleDream? You say it's going to be my nightmare, but you're going to face the Don Callis family when it's never been stronger. We'll see you in Seattle. So we've got Kenny, Jericho, and Kota Ibushi versus the Callis family. Who eats the pin, Larson?
Sammy Guevara.
Congratulations, Sammy. You just turned on your mentor. Now you're going to eat the pin.
Yep. Maybe Jericho will get pinned, but I doubt it. You see it, Jericho and Takeshita are having a match in DDT.
Ooh, that should be fun.
I think in November. I think it's
That's
in
awesome.
November. And you see that Adam Cole's taking on Chris Denker, DPW?
I did see that. I did. What a great first match.
Oh,
that's
I know.
awesome. Hats
off to the guys at Deadlock. I mean, they're doing awesome
love
stuff.
that they have become such a legitimate place for other people to go very quickly. Yeah. No, that's phenomenal for those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah. Hats off DPW. That's so cool. Then we got a Christian interview. So Shivani says, now you can legitimately call yourself TNT champ. And Christian says, that's right. Every successful title defense that I've had legitimizes me as the undisputed TNT champ. And I like to dedicate this victory to Nick Wayne's mom, Nick Wayne's father, Buddy, who I'm sure was cheering me on from upstairs. Anyways, I'm happy to say that I'm finally finished with Darby once and for all. Bring on the next challenger. Shivani goes, hold up. Tony Khan has confirmed it. Darby gets another match at WrestleDream, 2 out of 3 falls. And Christian just goes, what?
Pissed off.
Goes running off screen looking for Tony Khan.
Yeah, man. Oof. Upset. After that, we had Hook and Rob Van Dam versus Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic. RVD still moves around really well.
Really does. That frog splash looked great.
It really did, yeah. But again, like you said, Orange Cassidy and Hook, they were a thing now.
Like, I get it. This is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You know, RVD's from Battle Creek, Michigan. I get it. They said it was 20 years ago. No, in 2001, where RVD and Taz teamed up in that same building. I get it. It makes sense.
Do it as a dark match then. Do it as a dark match. Because, like, dude, if I'm sitting there, like, we're building our TV, and if I say, hey, Larson, wouldn't it be cool because 20 years ago this happened? I know you would say, dude, we're building a story here. We're trying to tell a story.
It takes one little change this match. Have Orange Cassidy join Hook and RVD ringside.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And you could have some interaction between Orange and RVD. That might be funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a little thing. Just have Orange Cassidy walk Hook to ringside.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know about this, though. Eddie Kingston dropped promo. Now I know
RVD got the win on Menard here. I guess we should mention that.
Oh, yeah,
RVD
of course.
Pinned Menard after.
Absolutely.
Frog splash.
Can I do my Eddie Kingston now?
Sure, I'll get out of your way.
He said, now I know I got this championship and this championship because he's got both championships. He said, I know next Sunday AEW has a pay-per-view going on. It's all about respecting Antonio Inoki. A man that I'm going to challenge. You represents a style Inoki believed in, the pure wrestling champion. That's you, Shibata. This is all about honor. I'm not going to put up the New Japan Strong title. I'm going to put up the Ring of Honor World title. I want you to bring everything you got.
Two titles on the line.
Two titles on the line. Got you, Shibata. You're my sweetheart.
Make you a sweetheart.
You make my sweetheart. I got you.
Then we got another Dark Order recruitment video package.
You know, thank God these things are like 20 seconds long. Because, like, I just don't, you know, at first I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. It's like they're doing the easy road for comedy, you know, like silly faces, close-up camera.
Yeah. Wide-angle lenses.
It's just why, dude? Why?
Try to do something with them.
Put them in Ring of Honor.
They were there for a bit because I think Uno was feuding with the Righteous because Stu Grayson.
The Righteous.
And now they're going to lose to Cole and MJF.
They had a video package later on.
But that was pretty well done.
It was very well done. I like their little theme song. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like them.
We got a Kingdom promo next, though. Taven starts out and says, neck health is important. Best friends. What a bunch of liars. You guys aren't best friends. When Trent hurt his neck, were you by his bedside? Were you keeping him neck strong? No, you Melvins now want to take away what we've earned, what we deserve, our shot of the Ring of Honor tag titles. We're going to show you dorks what people who don't celebrate Neck Health Awareness Month deserve. And the Bennett follows. And Chucky, I think you already felt the power of the wiener punch and the pile driver. So next Saturday in Collision, it's going to be pile drivers in support of neck health. That's pretty great. Pile drivers in support of neck health.
I feel like
that's pretty clever.
I feel like this is as close to if Steve and Larson were writing promos. This is what they would be like.
Yeah.
Melvin's
pile drivers in support of neck health.
And pile drivers in support of neck health. Yeah.
That's really good.
It is.
And I'm going to be dishing them out to anybody who comes in our way. I'll tell you this, best friends. We're going to challenge how close you guys really are, how strong the best friends really are. And something tells me you're not stronger than the Kingdom. And damn sure you're not neck strong. I know Kingdom get no reaction when they come out for their matches, but if they keep dropping promos like this, maybe they'll get a modest reaction.
That could be. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, they were getting zero reaction before.
Nothing.
But I think honestly, like this stuff is really good. The people who go to these shows watch TV.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway. After that, we had Julia Hart versus Kiera Hogan. This was wasn't this supposed to be Willow?
Yeah.
And then, but I think they just wanted to not have Willow take a loss.
Yeah, I think so, because Julia's on this undefeated streak, 25 matches now. Julia Hart's theme is awesome.
Yeah,
I say it all the time. But it's one of the best in wrestling right now.
It's
good. So good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
House always wins, Steve.
So Julia Hart is like 33 matches in a row, like undefeated. 25?
Yeah.
Man, it's about time she gets a title shot.
I would think
Does
so.
that suck? You with 25 wins, and then you're just going to lose that title match there?
I know.
And you're back of the line.
I guess so. You got to win 25 more to get another try.
Another loss, yeah.
I don't think you got a theme song that good. You just kind of jumped to the front of the line.
Yeah, you got to be more in a theme song, though.
I know they tried that with Bobby Roode and WWE, and that went nowhere.
Yeah, like Julia doesn't. I don't know. I think the presentation's really good, but like
it is really good.
And I guess she doesn't really need like the Dark Order, House of Black. They're not like big promo people. They just have what's his face do the promos.
Malachi, yeah.
But
although Brody did some talking on Collision.
Yeah, because Malachi's not there.
Yeah,
I think he's injured or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he has like an ongoing back thing, I think.
Oh yeah, my back hurts. Sorry, that was insensitive. Anyways. Julia Hart beats Kiera Hogan here with the Heartless. That's right. She
Heartless,
taps out.
her submission move. Yeah.
So Brody gets in the ring, raises her hands, and then Julia is like, "Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna put the Heartless back on Kiera." So she does that, and then Sky Blue comes to the ring to make the save because she's like, "Hey, I want to take a loss," and so Julia.
Sure, he did. Julia beat her on Rampage.
Oh man, is that canon? I don't watch Rampage.
Yeah, it is.
Why is she coming out? Yeah, what the hell? She already took a loss. She wants to take another one.
Trying to avenge the defeat by getting misted. Yes, yeah, get misted instead.
Yeah. So Brody grabs a mic, says, "This violence will not end. 25 matches over 24." But I'm just doing Malachi's voice.
Yeah, why? It's not how Brody sounds like. He's just got a gruff voice.
All right, I'll do Brody King then. Over 24 bodies stacked. This will not end until we get to the last loss. Chris Statlander. Next Sunday, put your TBS title on the line or the body count continues to rise. And then Julia gets on the mic and she says, "But remember, Chris, the house always wins."
That's what her theme says. House always wins.
Right, yeah. So, yeah.
House always wins.
But in this case, the house is not going to win.
Yeah, no, not going to be a win for the house.
Nope.
And then we get that Righteous video package. Pretty well shot.
Yeah, they're like frolicking. But
it's like, a bunch of, it's like Bray Wyatt.
It is. Like it is. You could say it.
It is like Bray Wyatt, where it's a bunch of word stuff, and I guess you could say it means something, but it's just a bunch of word stuff.
It's all meaningless stuff. Do you think there's any chance they beat MJF and Adam Cole?
Not at all. No, Kingdom are beating them for those tag titles.
They're doing a decent job, like building up the Righteous. Do you think there's going to?
They are, but here's the thing: after they lose. After they lose to Cole and MJF, they're going right back to Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Guarantee you that
you're
happens.
Probably right about that. You're right about that.
Guarantee you. Then we had a fun match, Jay White versus Andrade. Man, these two guys are great wrestlers. We've got a great match. Add the Bang Bang Gang to this whole thing.
A
Juice
menace.
Robinson gyrating his
They're
hips.
just an absolute menace, these people.
Peeing on Andrade.
It's pretty hilarious, though. It's pretty awesome. It's really great.
I don't think anybody in the world of pro wrestling having as much fun right now as Bang Bang Gang.
Nah, man. They're having
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. So anyways, Andrade hits his back elbow. He gets a 2 with that. Follows with the double knees in the corner. Hits a hammerlock DDT, but Juice puts Jay's foot on the bottom rope. So Andrade calls for a figure 4 or a figure 8. Puts it on. Jay tries to fight his way out. Andrade bridges up. The Guns try to get into the ring to distract the ref. And then Juice gets in the ring, blasts Andrade. Jay hits
that
a
that he
blade
had?
runner.
It wasn't a tablet or something. It was just like a. I don't know what it was. Like
I don't know. I
couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah. And then Jay follows with a Blade Runner to get the win. So yeah. Andrade needs his people back, dude. Where's the LFI?
He's LFI. I know. Where's Roosh?
Are they still like in a room getting beat up by people?
No, I thought they escaped that room.
I think they did too, but I didn't know. Maybe.
But then Jose was there. Jose was there, so I think maybe they got to get back to that because that thing was really well shot.
It was. After that, we had a Rampage recap from Santana Ortiz. So Santana beat a guy, and then Ortiz was standing.
It was
on
one of the
ramp.
Iron Savages guys.
Ah, that's who it was. Okay. Again, it's Rampage. Ortiz is on the ramp, and he's like, "You want to talk now? Let's talk now." And Santana does not acknowledge him, as is his gimmick these days. Ortiz is like an invisible person. So Ortiz has like this really well shot like outdoors promo. He's like in an alley or something, and he's like, "All in Wembley Stadium, doing to me what you've been doing to me the last 14 years of my life. You've been using me and then walked away. Sure, did I have a lot to say on social media? Sure did have a lot to say on TV. And when I confronted you and looked in your eyes, you walked away. Tough keyboard warrior who did what you always do. Ran from your problems. Guess what? You're not going to be able to run much longer." So, yeah.
Okay.
You know.
All promos in the voice of Malachi.
Yes. Shane Taylor's next. Yeah, like Ortiz, I don't know. Like when I look at both these guys, like Santana's got the size and everything. He's like a big wrestler.
I mean, he's put on a ton of muscle.
He's put on a ton. Yeah. Ortiz is like much smaller, but he's got that face and that voice. His promos are so good.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
There's so much character to Ortiz.
Let me ask you this.
What?
So these guys in real life, according to reports and kind of common sense when you look at them, don't get along.
Beefing.
They were
yeah.
tag team partners. My speculation, my personal opinion when looking at this situation, being a student of humanity. Santana's the guy who said, "I'm going to put on a lot of weight and go solo because this tag team isn't working for me after 14 years."
Yeah.
Bad move, in my opinion, but whatever. That's his decision. They come to Tony Khan and he's like, "Hey guys, can you do business together?" They're like, "Yeah, we can do business together." Who gets out? Like who's on the winning end? How do you manage this feud so that one person doesn't look like an asshole? Or does somebody have to look like the asshole?
I mean, I would suspect that Santana's coming out of this with the upper hand. But Ortiz has to get a win in some respect.
Right.
Whether it's 3 matches, Santana wins 2 of them, but Ortiz wins 1. I don't know how you do it per se. But you can't just have Santana trample all over Ortiz on his way to whatever singles success he's going to have.
I feel like they can do a best of 3. You have them split. And then in the last one, a really violent cage match where
you get the mad ball, the sock with whatever's inside of it.
You could do that for one of the other matches. But by the end of the last match,
yeah,
Santana wins, but they do the thing where they embrace and then everybody's amicable. You go on your separate ways. So that way, it's not like Santana's making Ortiz look like an asshole. Ortiz took the loss, but it was a hard-fought loss, and they shake hands and hug, and then they go their separate ways, and the crowd's like, "Oh, what a great moment. This is so emotional," and they forget who fucking won.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
And then neither guy will be on TV after that, so it doesn't matter because there's too many. They need tag teams right now. I'm sorry. They need LAX. They need them.
I know. Because, I could see Santana maybe getting to a program with Eddie for that Ring of Honor title, considering they have history, but I don't know what else.
He ain't going to win it.
No, he's not going to win it.
He's not going to beat... Well, Phoenix ain't going to have that title very long. No. Mox is going to get it, but he's not going to beat Mox. He's not going to beat MJF. He's not even going to... He's not even going to smell the world title scene.
No. I don't know.
So you let him go do his thing. It's like John Lennon's Lost Weekend. Yoko was like, "You go do your thing. Go figure it out for yourself. And remember where your bread is buttered. And then come on back. And then we'll get those tag team titles."
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
Then we had a Shane Taylor promo. He says, "On paper, Shane Taylor versus Keith Lee may not seem like much of a rivalry, but you know better, don't you, Keith? Came in Ring of Honor at the same time, established the Pretty Boy Killers, and dominated the Ring of Honor tag division. Then you went to work for that other billionaire.
The other guys."
I stayed and became a legend in Ring of Honor. The whole world got to see you be limitless, and now this is my time on the world stage. The only thing standing in front of me is you. If it means to take care of my family, look after my kid's future, I got to put you in the ground, and I'm going to do it. Before I take everything from you, though, You step in the ring with the best damn technical wrestler in the world, Lee Moriarty. So I guess we get that match coming up soon. That'll be good.
That'll be good stuff. That'll be good. Another Lee Moriarty match where he takes an L. After that, he should go to Ring of Honor, Lee Moriarty.
I think he has wrestled there.
Oh, is he on Ring of Honor? I don't know.
I don't know if he's on regularly, but I think he has had some matches there. I thought, when they started Ring of Honor, like he was going to be one of the guys they built Ring of Honor around.
I know, he should be.
It seemed like it would be him, Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta.
I know. That'd have been smart.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Anyways, didn't Tony Khan say something like, I work 80 hours a week?
He said he worked 80 hours is a good week for him, like in terms of a low number.
He needs to get somebody to run this operation, man. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
Because, you can't, it's too much.
It is too much.
Anyways, Workhorsemen versus FTR. This opened up a lot of people's eyes to what the Workhorsemen can do, because they're in the DPW as well. We mentioned them already. They do a lot of good work there.
Yep.
And they're doing the Workhorsemen stuff here with FTR. Really good match.
It was a lot of fun.
JD Drake ends up tapping out to a sharpshooter from Dax. So Aussie Open,
save it. Dax talk, save it.
They had come down in their Sunday best to do commentary.
Yeah. No tie for Mark Davis though.
Super business cash.
Yeah, no. It was business meetings out. Take the tie off.
Take the tie off. Get rid of this thing. So anyways, they were on commentary for the thing, but then afterwards they got on a mic and they get in the ring. Davis says, "Congrats, keep those titles tight, because in 8 days you're in a fight for your lives." And then Fletcher says, "We may say it a lot, but you two have said it yourselves that Aussie Open is the best tag team in the world today. We've heard the complaints. We've heard what happened in the Aussie Open that took FT out of the limit in a 5-star classic. And we may not have lived to the hype yet, but that's why we challenge you to a match. We have to prove to these, we got to prove to ourselves that everything we're." And the Dax says, "You've been a sacrificial lamb to Maxim's best friend and Jericho and his best friend, but what I'm begging you, I'm on my knees now, my family. I'm on my knees, my family. Do what I want you to do, Seattle. I want the biggest, baddest bastard tag team in the world, because on October 1st at WrestleDream, go feed my family. You're facing the greatest tag team in pro wrestling history. Listen to me. I'm on my knees. If you don't bring that dog on October 1st, don't even show up, because then I have to feed my family. My daughter, I got a daughter. Top guys out."
You kind of sound like remember the bear from Muppets?
Yeah, well, we're going to go and fight these Aussie Open guys,
That's what you sound like. You're the bear.
I'm going to feed my family, I think.
They ever give that bear a name?
Oh, man.
I don't remember if they gave that bear a name.
I forget. God, he was funny, though.
Oh, Muppets from Space. Best character.
A goat?
Bear.
Did you say a goat? I thought, remote. I thought you said goat.
Oh, so funny. Gosh, that's so much fun.
I got to feed my family.
After that, we had a CJ Perry interview. So Lexi asks her, "Why come back now?" She says, "Well, my husband, the Redeemer Miro, who I love so much, has lost his way. I've managed him for years. And all I want to do is come and help him, make him a champion again. But fortunately, he's really preoccupied with paths and temptations." So Miro steps in. And he says, "We all face temptations to test us, CJ. My temptation is you.
Yeah.
Your temptation is this, the lights, the camera, the fame. It changes you." And CJ says, "Miro, I love the hustle, putting together a puzzle in the wrestling world and chasing gold for the people that I love. It makes me come alive." And Miro retorts, "The righteous path was to save them. And if you stay, that means I have to." And CJ cuts him off. "That you have to do what? Save me? Miro, do I look like I need saving?" And Miro just says, "Right now you do." CJ says, "Okay, well, you have to do what you have to do. I'm going to do what I need to do. So you take your path, and I'm going to take mine. But please, promise me one thing. If there's any love in your heart for me, please do not lay a hand on any of my future clients or anyone I'm going to manage, okay? Can you promise me that?" And Miro just walks away with that answer.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I do love, though, that when CJ opens up, she's like, "Yeah, my husband, the Redeemer." Like, I need a cool nickname like that. So when Lacey's talking about me to her friends, like, "Oh yeah, Steve, I don't know. What's like a cool nickname for me, dude? Like Redeemer."
Well, Redeemer's taken. You can't take that one.
Can't take that one. What's a euphemism for, or a synonym for redeem? Forgive?
Save?
Save. The Savior. There you go. Steve the Savior. My husband, the Savior. It's a bit much.
It is a lot.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, I just appreciate how like sort of, I don't want to say pedestrian, but how normal CJ is compared to Miro.
I know.
Oh, my husband, the Redeemer. Boy, oh boy, he leaves a mess.
Yeah. And Miro comes in with all this gravitas.
I know, exactly.
How about this, Steve? The Vindicator.
My husband, the Vindicator. Boy, oh boy. He loves his breakfast burritos.
There you go.
And he leaves egg bits all over the place when he makes them. Listen to me, Lacey.
I'm on the righteous path.
I'm on the righteous path. You want to do lunch? Anyways.
So then they had with this WrestleDream video package narrated by Tony Khan where he said something about like that should be the end of an era for something.
Yeah, they're going to monthly pay-per-views. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly, because I saw people wondering, oh, what does Tony Khan mean with this, poetic, mysterious language of his? What is this new era? Is he going to gouging us with $50 pay-per-views every month?
I know.
That's what it is. The new era is, in the black when it comes to pay-per-view revenue.
New era is late-stage capitalism. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, we got our main event next. Ricky Starks, Bryan Danielson in the Texas Death Match. This was tons of fun. Danielson gets busted open. He's bleeding all over the place. At one point, Ricky introduces a chain into the match. And that leads to his downfall. They do a spot where Danielson's choking him out with the chain and the label lock again. Ricky does not pass out this time.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, Ricky's choking out Danielson. Danielson passes out, but he gets up before the 10 count. So in the end, Bryan wraps the chain around his knee, hits Ricky with a knee plus to get the W. Fun match. Really fun match.
Fun match. I'm not going to quibble about it too much, but like the guy had him dead to rights with the literally just choking him out. How did Danielson survive that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
No, I get it. I feel like Ricky should have won.
It's honestly, it's not even, I'm not even saying, oh, Ricky should have won the match, but that spot right there, I'm like, why is Danielson still able to breathe? This doesn't make any sense. I know he's superhuman and all that kind of stuff or whatever, but it did sort of like, I don't know. Ricky rightfully passed out when he was getting choked out. Most people would. Pretty much all people would. And that didn't happen. I was like, God, why is he not dying right now? Because that's what would actually happen. But whatever, it's wrestling. They're superhuman. Not the wrestler superhuman.
No.
If Ricky Starks takes an L to superhuman, then we have a real problem.
We have a massive problem. Yes, massive problem. That's like stop watching AEW type stuff.
Yeah, we'd probably focus exclusively on WWE at that point, and maybe we'd add DDT Pro. Anyways, good news. I've got the dead man, Ed Manning, here to do a Raw preview.
Hold on, should we answer some questions first?
Oh yeah, I just saw this Raw preview here, and I thought I'd hop right into it. But yeah, we should probably answer some questions, and then we'll bring on Ed Manning for the Raw preview.
Well, I mean, if we have time, but there's a lot of questions we have to answer, so let's get to those.
Let's answer some questions then.
Blake Whitehouse here says, "Has Julia Hart had the most underrated amount of growth?" I mean, in terms of her presentation, knowing who her character is, I think she's doing really good work right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, sure. I get from where she was with the Pillmans. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There's like stuff going on there, but it's not like it's all that. She comes out, she's kind of quiet. But I like it. It's cool. It's good. I just don't comparatively speaking to a lot of other people. I think a lot of other people have probably grown more. I don't know. Carlos Diaz says, if you were building the Ultimate Wrestler using only 5 moves of doom, which ones are they?
Kevin Nash's Powerbomb, Sid's Powerbomb, Last Ride Powerbomb.
Oh, yeah.
Kota Ibushi's Spirit Bomb.
What about Kevin Owens' Pop-Up?
Kevin Owens' Pop-Up Powerbomb.
Yeah, okay.
It's 5 power bombs.
That's good. He has 5 power bombs. I like it. I'll go with the Steve Thunder pump kick. Give me the pile driver during Neck Health Awareness Month.
Good. What about a wiener punch?
Yeah, I'll take the wiener punch too. Yeah, no, you know what? That's actually a good point there. I'll take like
about 5 different pump kicks. You got Steve Thunder, you got Jade, you got Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Bro kicks a pump kick.
Bro kicks a good pump kick. Yeah.
And then just another pump kick.
How about what if it's this? The reverse atomic drop, the low blow, the wiener punch.
Good.
The kick to the balls. Oh, the gold dust thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Shattered Dreams, I think it is.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then another move that targets the front area.
That's great.
So it's all you're getting in there. You're like, man, my dick is gonna have a hard day at the office. I tell you what, and I don't mean that in a good way.
Yeah. Timemore here says reports mentioning that refunds were being offered because LA Knight was not on the show. Who would need to no show for you guys to request a refund? Like the entire roster. Like I pay for a ticket. I'm usually not there just to see one person. So
I'm like, look, right now WWE's so stacked. They're so stacked. I'm like, if I don't get Cody, I'll get LA Knight. If I don't get LA Knight, I'll get Judgment Day. Like, I'll get somebody.
Exactly.
If it's like literally just like the Miz and Austin Theory for a 3-hour taping, I'd probably
refund,
want my
please.
money back.
Yeah, refund, please.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, did you see this one? Dave Matushek says, with the revelation being that Maxine Dupree was originally going to be. Oh wait, no. So there were two things. I thought he was going to mention the thing that Tiffany Stratton's character was originally going to be Maxine Dupree. Mm-hmm. But no, David here is talking about. So I guess Mansoor and Mace has said that they thought Maxine Dupree was going to be LA Knight in a dress.
Yeah.
Like that. They thought that was going to be the deal. He says, what other revelations coming from released wrestlers should pop up in the near future? We're going to talk about that on News Brief today with Rick Boogs with some explosive testimony. Wow. Yeah.
Something else.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Klain asks, if CM Punk were on WrestleDream, who do you think he would have faced?
Who?
CM Punk.
Oh.
Phil. If he hadn't gotten fired.
Is Danielson on that guy? Oh, he's doing Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr.
It'd be like, I don't know. It'd be somebody from New Japan. He'd be in the Danielson slot. It'd be somebody from New Japan. Did he ever? He never had that match.
No, that was supposed to be the match before that he broke his foot.
Sure. Yeah, that guy. Maybe Naito. I don't know.
No, Naito would have to lose. Naito's not losing before Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, he's in the middle of a thing. That's right. You're right.
Yeah, he's got the title match against Sonata at Wrestle Kingdom, so he's not losing. Johnny Hendricks, what's your favorite storyline in wrestling right now? Whatever Dijak is doing with that tree.
Von Wagner's cranial surgery. That's my favorite storyline right now. I don't know. It's probably anything Judgment Day related. I love the Judgment Day. They're great. Judgment Day trying to recruit Jey Uso and Jey Uso being paranoid on Raw. I think that's probably my favorite story right now.
Yeah, that's been good.
But don't sleep on Dijak and Tree.
Yeah, don't sleep on Dijak and Tree. Absolutely not. Carlos here asks, could it be possible to turn Cody heel? If so, how would you book it? You find out all these things he's been doing, seemingly for the betterment of everybody, is all for himself, and he's only looking out for Cody.
Yeah, he sets up a lot of stuff, a lot of power plays and moves, and it just ends up screwing over everybody.
Except him. He makes out from it, yeah. And then it's all boo, Cody, boo.
And then he drops like an EVP promo.
Exactly.
He's like, I learned how to manipulate the system. Late stage capitalism.
There you go.
Let's see here. What should Strife says? What should and what will be the main event for WrestleDream?
I mean, it'll probably be Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. at this point, because MJF and Cole are going to be in a tag match.
Well, Strife here had suggested Darby versus Christian because of Edge's debut.
Oh, could be. Yeah, if that main event's, then yes, Edgy Adam Copeland's going to make his AEW.
What's Sexton Hardcastle doing here?
Yeah, no, exactly.
On this night.
That's really the only intrigue in my mind in terms of Edge potentially coming to AEW. What's his name going to be? Once I find that out,
it's going to be so boring. Yeah. It's going to be the most boring. It's going to be Adam Copeland.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
What's Adam Copeland? Sexton Hardcastle disappeared 25 years ago, and he suddenly
to reappear 25 years later.
Yeah.
Seattle, Washington to make his AEW debut.
Oh, here's a good one. Kiddo Hudson says, who would have been the worst possible choice for John Cena's partner?
Miz. Austin Theory.
I'll be honest with you. Miz and John Cena have always had good chemistry.
Austin Theory.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, Austin Theory's the answer.
Let's see here. All right. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show. Oh, no, we've got a Raw preview. Here, I got Ed Manning on the line. I got him right here. No, it's okay. It's okay. I got him right here.
No,
do you have a celebrity guest?
No, I don't think the celebrity guests are necessary. I think we can handle the Raw preview just fine ourselves.
But why should we when we have somebody to do it here? Here's Ed Manning.
Because then I have to do all
I'm the Ed Man. That's right. Celebrity Undertaker impersonator. Ed Manning here for your WCW Raw preview. Are you ready? I always liked when Michael Buffer would do the intros. Are you ready for the millions in attendance and the people sitting at home also burning farts into your couches? Let's get ready to rumble. And then leathery Hulk Hogan would come out and win another match.
Yeah.
All right. Is he going to be on Raw tonight?
No.
Leathery Hulk Hogan. He just married somebody the other day.
Apparently.
She's like 50 years his junior. Good Lord. She's going to get a lot of money. Anyway, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get their championship rematch against the Judgment Day. Who do you think's going to win that match?
It'll be a inconclusive finish.
Oh, also known as a wonk finish.
I didn't say that.
I like to wonk myself. All right. Dirty Dom. Oh, Dirty Ed Manning. Yeah, I am very dirty. Dirty Dom to defend the NXT North American title on Raw against Dragon Lee. That's happening on Raw. Shouldn't that be on NXT?
No, they're trying to advertise NXT on main roster programming.
That'll never
work.
Not
a good match on main roster.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I mean, it has worked.
He's going to respond to Don't Interrupt Me, to Seth freaking Rollins' challenge. Yeah, the thing about Shinsuke, though, is that he doesn't get the Tribal Chief setup, much like Seth Rollins does not get the Tribal Chief setup.
No one gets the Tribal Chief setup except
for one person, Roman Reigns.
Tribal Chief.
That's right. Naked people serving him mahi-mahi. Farting next to his mahi-mahi. Otis and Big Bronson Reed battling Melee. Where is Melee? Is that where Raw is coming from me tonight?
Good question. It almost sounds like a destination, doesn't it?
Melee, Pennsylvania.
It could be, yeah.
All right, also, Cody Rhodes is going to kick off Monday Night Raw.
Again?
Yeah, he's welcome to Monday Night Raw, everybody.
He's the Walmart greeter of Raw, huh?
That's my side hustle, you know. I go to Walmart and I just stand there at the door and say, welcome in. I'll take a tip.
But you don't have a job there.
No, I just ask for tips. I don't mean advice. I mean dollar bills.
Yeah.
And then when I've got 20 of them, I go down to the strip club.
Oh, my God.
$20 entry fee. And then they're like, you want to dance? I'm like, I got no more money, but yes. Are they free, gratis?
And then they kick you out and the cycle begins anew, huh?
I got to go back to the other Walmart. Oh, this one's going to be crap. Drew McIntyre goes to Miz TV. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Nobody wants to see that. No.
Boring.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's been your Raw preview. I'm going to go masturbate now. Goodbye. Man, he's not even subtle about it. There wasn't even an innuendo.
Crass. Gross.
He literally just said he's going to M.
No. Can we find someone new, please?
Whiz. I mean, I could, but like the money
Can you get Dax Harwood?
Spent.
Can you get Dax Harwood to call in for these?
Yeah, I could do that.
All right.
I could do that.
Or Dax Harwood impersonator. Sorry.
It'll have to be Dax Harwood. But on the other hand, maybe I can get actual Dax because he needs to feed his family. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That's going to do it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you around.
Goodbye.